Hello everybody, it's Harbinger. This is Wingspan Asia, and this is our opening hand, and I enjoy a lot of the stuff I'm seeing here. So we have the noisy miner, which is a really good bird that allows us to ignore the grasslands, and he lays a lot of eggs, but he requires us to get additional cards. So it's a little bit hard to play these guys without the additional cards. However, we also got a white stork, which draws us additional cards. He is usually better in the grasslands, where he can get you cards from outside the wetlands, but these two guys are going to be really good at just giving us tons and tons of resources together. White Stork is mainly here just to give us a look at more cards and draw us one of them, but he's really good at that, and I don't really think we need any of the other guys, because we also need to have food for these guys, and they are decently chunky. Now, when we open with a noisy miner, we have the opportunity. We probably need to activate the forest pretty early. So the question is, do we either go for keeping? We can either keep 4 food, that is these 3 and a nectar. Play out noisy miner, activate forest once, don't tuck anything, and then play out White Stork and take it from there. Or we could bring another card, don't take that surplus food, but we can play the noisy miner, then we can tuck the Carolina chickadee or something to the noisy miner after that. But if we do that, we are not gonna have enough food to play the white stork. So I think the solution to this conundrum is we take the 3 food, because then we can play the white stork pretty ASAP, which means that we can pick up cards and then go back to take food, and hopefully get something really good happening from there. So what's in the bird tray? There's a gray catbird in the bird tray. So the catbird is really good at making your other great card even better. It doesn't quite work that good together with the noisy miner, since he will run out of egg capacity if repeated too much, but I am very highly considering picking this guy up before we start our thing, just because it's a guaranteed additional card if we put it in the wetlands. It's just guaranteed very good value, because we have 2 things we would consider hitting. And the great thing about the catbird is that in the early game you can use it to repeat the white stork and gain additional resources, and in the late game you can use it to repeat whatever we get in the wetlands that we want to repeat rather. So I think we might consider picking that up easy really early, and especially since it's a verticulturist bird. So yeah, that's the current agenda we have on. If we don't spend our first turn picking that up, I'm decently sure it's going to be played, picked up by the opponent, because it's a really good bird. So I'm just gonna take that, and let's not look at the bird tray anymore. We need to play out the noisy miner, get the food for the white stork, and then let some other stuff happen from there. Let's not spend that fish. Keep the fish for when we want to play the white stork, and yeah, I am happy about this opening here. Take these 2 foods. It's irrelevant what kind of food we take, because all of them are going to the white stork anyway, and yeah, or it's not irrelevant because we need the correct foods, but the final food that we need for it is omnivore, but we have to correct. So omnivore out, or do a wild food for the do a nectar for the wild food is yeah, what you call it? It's a feeling. Red jungle fowl, count eggs on all of your birds. If the total is fewer than 6, lay 1 egg on this bird. That's an interesting. That allows you to do some wetlands engine shenanigans. Yellow hammer, I don't think you are going to be particularly relevant this game because we have the noisy miner, which means we are ignoring grasslands, and yeah, that's just the thing. Pukeko is also more of habitat support. I am kind of preferring to take the great hit here. I'd love to get a 2 food cost bird that we want to play second, because that allows us to get even more access to more value faster. But the great tit is also a really good bird because it allows you to secretly win the nectar game, which I have talked about a little bit about lately. Reason being is that it rerolls the bird feeder, and you have and you always gain at least if there's nectars there, you gain 1 nectar. If there's not nectars there, opponent doesn't gain nectar, and if there's, so the opponent only gain 1 nectar if there's 2 there. And yeah, it's I think this is a really good card. Anyways, we could play onto red jungle fowl. He is kind of offset a bit by the noisy miner. Maybe what we can do is we can go here, take food for the jungle fowl, put jungle fowl into the wetlands, and get another attempt at getting something we could care about playing in the grasslands. So let's go ahead and look for that. We are gonna eat up the... No, we're gonna eat up the yellow hammer, yes, and thank you. Yeah, I think this is the correct course of play here. Ideally, we'd like something like the House Finch or something, because that lets us cycle cards before we tuck them to the noisy miner. But yeah, this is going to be fine, and let me try to be quiet so we can listen to the soundbite.
Red jungle fowl. Chickens were domesticated from this species of jungle fowl about 8,000 years ago.
Yeah, I can believe that, because that does indeed look like a chicken. Okay, we are always gonna eat eggs of the noisy miner to do this, because he needs additional cards to lay more eggs. Grey wagtail, yeah, not gonna. That's not gonna work for us this time. Eurasian sparrowhawk could be a bird we could play out in front of there. And ooh, yeah, these 2 are bad, so we are gonna take the little penguin. I was gonna say it's a little bit early to speculate on playing out a little penguin, but the other 2 cards were really bad, so apparently we are doing this. Okay, now let's see. Currently we have a card to tuck to the Sparrowhawk if we want to play it. Sparrowhawk doesn't count for either of the stuff we want to do up here, so I don't think we are gonna play it, since it's also really low scoring and it doesn't help us with this. Great Tit and Cricketbird are gonna help us with Culturist, so we are probably going to play both of those. But before we can do that, we kind of want to also have access to a bird here, so we can spend another card here to get 3 foods. At least that's my thinking. This Willow Tit lets us do that. Lets us also get additional points of the cherries. Maybe we can copy it with the Grey Catbird, and yeah, it's a 3rd Culturist. Yeah, I like picking up the idea of picking up that guy. We still need to go through to the we don't have many foods, so we do need to do other stuff here. So let's sack that egg to put up some more stuff here. Rook. Okay, Rook is really good to convert additional resources to points bird. Oh, Hermit Thrush is also another bird we could care about. we don't care about star nest this turn, so these two birds are equal for us, except that this guy gives us food guaranteed. And if you're gonna fill out the entire forest with birds, we are never gonna have the fused. But yeah, okay. Let's go here, pick up some food, and place out some eggs. We are gonna sack something, and I still think we are probably not going to activate the grasslands as much. But it's a real shame to sack the rook, because it's a really good card. Grey Wagtail is never seeing play for us because we're not activating the grasslands. Maybe, since we do have the rook, maybe there is a world where we build up a grasslands towards the end of the game that we're gonna activate for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points in action. It's not unheard of. But I mean, rook with a catbird is actually pretty tempting. So for those of you who don't know what this guy does, you can spend either 1 food or 1 card to this bird and get 1 more point back. So it's like a Sandal Train Canada Goose thing, except that it's a lot more flexible than just to spend a single grain. And yeah, so if we are like getting 4 food in action over here, we can spend a lot of it to pick just bonk bonk, push 4 points into this bird. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't really know yet. I have to have a think about it.
These birds have been recorded storing up to 200 food items in a day.
Damn, that's productive. Okay, so now we can pick up 3rd food if we sack more cards, but I do think we need the cards to put into the noisy miner, so I don't think sacking them is correct. Then it's a question, yeah, we're gonna play the Great Tit next, so it's not a question anymore, because I am going to explain why that is a powerful card. We're gonna push this Eurasian Sparrowhawk in here. And if we weren't already winning the Nectar game, we are certainly going to win the Nectar game from now on. And we are probably going to start by playing out the Red Knot or the Little Penguin. No, let's probably play out the Catbird here, because we are also going... I think it's better to plan to activate this habitat plenty of times rather than few times if we are going to go that route, because every activation of this... So if we get fewer activations here to pick up food, we get more activations over here where we also gain eggs, and that's a good thing, I think. So probably next thing we do is push the Grey Catbird in here, meaning we can sack either the... Yeah, we're not gonna sack this guy, we're gonna keep this guy, because we want additional food for the Rook. Yes, that makes perfect sense. Thank you. So that's 1 food, that's another food, and we are decently likely to get the 3rd food we need out of the Great Tit here, so let's do this. So the reason I really like this bird and think he is borderline guaranteed to win you the Nectar game is that whenever he's activated, he's reset. And he resets the bird feeder, and you gain 1 of the dice. So 1 of those dice are highly likely to be Nectar. But we take that. And if there's 2 Nectars, then we get a Nectar and the opponent gets a Nectar, if they take food next. And the only way the opponent gets more nectar out of this interaction than we do is if there are no nectars when we activate the forest immediately. Then we reroll and there's at least 3 nectars in the reroll. That's the only place when the opponent gets more nectar than we do. So this guy is really good at beating the opponent in the nectar game. And this guy can cache the other nectars. So yeah, that's a neat combo. We are eating the hermit thrush because we are never gonna have the fewest. We're never gonna have the fewest birds in the forest after we play out the cat's bird and the counter-Aegis bird of paradise. So let's just do that now. So why am I holding off? It's like we are not getting that activation next time because we don't have any cards we want to sack. Maybe we want to play out the red knot first. Nah, I think it's okay. We don't have to activate the noisy miner every time we have the possibility to do so. Or maybe we can just start by going here no matter what next turn. Yeah. Yeah, we can go here without needing the other stuff. Yeah, you're gonna finish with your culturist for us. We don't need to worry about that. Let's go here, eat an egg. Eat an egg out of the noisy miner, and pick up 3 cards. Do we ever pick up the Australian reed warbler here? I guess it's going to be another bird with no eggs on it, so that's kind of okay. These guys are one of these guys are gonna cost 2 eggs anyway, so it's not gonna increase the cost of the total amount of birds. Himalayan monal. All players gain grain from supply. You also lay eggs. That's a pretty good bird as well. I don't think we're playing it, but it's a pretty good bird. Play another bird in your grasslands. Yeah, I don't hate that. That will allow us to get up to the max faster. If we are going that route, we might not be. It really depends on whether or not we get enough birds we care about playing there. Currently we have Trumpeter Finch and the Rook that is like somewhat playable. That means we can get 3, 4, 5 points each activation, and we would need a little bit more support to be able to do that. But for now, I think we just go down here one more turn and plan to play out red knot to get another bonus card to also look at. I don't think we are activating the little penguin that much, so I'd much rather want to have the additional bonus card than the opportunity to look at some more stuff. We are going. I think we're going to repeat the great tit here to get as many nectars as we can. And then we are gonna cache some of those foods, and we need to eat something, and I think it's gonna be the black-bellied whistling duck because we don't plan to activate the. I think we have one more activation in the wetlands, and that's it. Yeah. So I think what we do here is we do Australian reed warbler into. We should spend eggs out of the noisy miner whenever possible. And then do the red knot. Nest box builder birds. Okay, that allows us to really consider playing out Little Pengu. American Robin, Fire-fronted Serene, Celtic Gull. Okay, I prefer the Robin here, because that could be a part of this game plan. And then I think we go down here, spend an egg to draw a fourth card, and that's the final activation of the wetlands we are doing. And we're just looking for good options to put into the grasslands, and then we will consider our oh yeah, this guy is actually perfect for us, because it's gonna help us sustain the rook without going to the forest. Okay, we have a lot more cards than we're ever gonna need. That's just facts. Only question is, are we going to be happy about going down here, or have we messed up? So it's very few turns left in the game. We can decently easy do the Trumpeter Finch into the rook and gain 5 points in turn. Then we can also do the Desert Wet Air and support the rook. Helps us get access to over here, where we can spend 2 more cards each turn. There's also Dixisel is also a really good option for us, because it helps us spend more cards and get more stuff done. No matter what. Oh, and there's also the Star Nest thing we could consider. Yeah, we don't have the final enclosure nests. I don't think we're gonna. I don't think that's the option. No matter what, I think we start by going here and sacking whatever we don't care about, so we can just get a little bit more food. How many nectars do we care about? I think we have 2. We can use 3 nectars this next turn, so let's try to do somewheres about around that. You will do 2 resets and take some of these foods here. I don't think the penguin is in play here, so we can tuck that for now. Get more cards. Okay, neither of them are particularly interesting. Let's just take one of them and think of it as surplus resources. Okay, Trumpeter Finch is the first thing that goes in here, no matter what.
Trumpeter Finch. This bird's call is said to sound like a toy trumpet.
Oh. Okay, then we are going to ignore egg cost. Does this matter? Yeah, apparently. Okay. No, why did I do that? We did have the nectar we had to spend. No! Okay, that's such a stupid mistake. I will have to own it, but I'd rather not. Okay, so how are we doing here? We currently have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 resources we can dump into the rook. So we can go here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 each final turn for the rest of the game. We should probably have done this math before we started, but here we have 5 points actions. In the wetlands we have 1 point actions until we hit 6 eggs. In the forest we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 point actions until we run out of space to the noisy miner. So maybe the play is to play the Dixizzle, so we can get up here. Then we go here once to double Catbird into the Noisy Miner, get tons and tons of food, and use this food to help the Rook out. I think that's the best play we have, so that's what I'm going to do, except we're going to do it in a different order. Sack this guy first, because these resources are now getting interchangeable. Get as many nectars as we can, so we can also win the nectar game. Sack the wheat ear. Revolve, get more nectars. And sack the robin, because it's too few points of action for us to consider it now. And we're also kind of in the game for a verticulturalist bird. Okay, so maybe it's the Himalayan monol over the Dixizzle. It's 3 points less of active because we can't tuck cards this, but instead we get food. So I think that's actually a better play. Yes, I agree with every one of you at home screaming that this is the better play. Yes. And then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points in action. Yes, that's really, really good. And now it's irrelevant what kind of resource we are discarding. I'm just gonna do this and that, put eggs into everywhere, and we are gonna have a jolly good time from now on. Okay, some food. Took some cards. Okay, I'm not too convinced that the Rook play is the correct one, since we didn't get on with it until a little bit too late in the game here. But it is what we did. I do like the Rook because it's it has a really powerful ability. I think it might have been a little bit too late in the game to rely on that guy for the amount of points we wanted to get there. But I also think it's not too bad. Yes, we got 6 additional points out of it, which isn't that good, but it also helped us get up to here, so it's kind of 3 additional points a turn, but one of those would have come from any bird that we had played there, so yeah. It would probably be better to do it with a catbird, like we originally thought. But I think we spent maybe a little bit too much time playing out older birds that we necessarily didn't need to. We already had enough card draw in the wetlands. I don't think we needed to play the 3 worm bird we did play. And maybe that cost us like 2 activations of the Rook. Like if we hadn't played out these 2 birds, we would have had 4 more food and 1 more action cube, and we could have used that to play out whatever we'd had here a little bit earlier. And we could have had 2 more, either 2 more action cubes. We could have spent here, so this could have been 14 more points instead of these 9. That also cost us 2 eggs. So yeah, this was 7 points. Over 2 actions, because we had to get the food for them and we had to play them out, and that could have been 14 points over here. So I think that's just a really good example about if you don't need to do the play, maybe it's better to not do it. It feels really good to play out Reed Warbler into Red Knot and get 9 points just from playing birds. but I think those action cubes we spent to play these guys would have been a lot better to set up this thing. We already had the Rook at that point, I'm pretty sure of, so we kind of already knew that we wanted to pivot into this as soon as possible, and it's wrong to do an in-between thing here, costing us those action cubes. So I'm not going to say I'm disappointed with 127 points here, but if we hadn't done this, I think that we would have had maybe closer to 130, maybe 134 or somewhere about. We probably wouldn't have had the Himalayan model as something we could have, as something we had drawn if we hadn't done this. So there's a caveat to that as well, but I think that that's a mistake we can learn of, or at least try to learn from. But with that, that's my verdict on how this game was played. What do you think? Do you think the pivot was done at the correct time or at the wrong time? I would very much love to hear your thoughts about that in the comments. And with that, I would like to also like to say thank you guys for watching this episode of Harbinger, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.